How'd you do that?
Down on the bottom left-hand side of your screen, it should say mute. Don't worry, I can mute you out once we started. So, listen, guys, welcome to our first ProBiz Zoom of 2017. This is going to be the most exciting year yet for us. Happy New Year to everybody, and I wish you all the success that you're all willing to work for. We've got an amazing power-packed, power-punching Zoom tonight. It's going to be fantastic. First of all, we're going to be hearing some real cutting-edge research information on a certain fat-burning hormone that I think a lot of you might have been listening to Dave talking about recently. And Dave's going to tell us about this fat-burning hormone and how the Purium products can actually help you raise your levels and start burning some more fat. This is going to be real blow your socks off stuff. And then we're going to have David Litt be coming on the call. David is going to show us how we can seriously grow our business. We can start growing it massively in 2017. 4 amazing promotions that he's given us. These 4 promotions, I don't think we're ever going to see the likes of these in one go ever again. So my advice is really listen to what David's going to say, and we can all chat about this another time, one-on-ones or small teams or whatever, and we'll tell you how you and show you and support you how you can use these promotions to really get your business going. And we've also got the competition winners, which David Litt is going to give us the names of after Dave Sandoval. So without further ado, Dave, I'd like to invite you on the call and blow our socks off, buddy.
Right on. Well, because we're all on camera, I'm only going to blow your socks off, okay? If it was a radio call, then I might be different. But so anyway, good evening, everybody, and really nice to be doing this. I will get used to it. You know, this new technology thing is catching up to all of us. So, one thing that you know is that somebody's making a lot of noise back there. So one thing that we know is that we look around and we see people. So we've got somebody making a whole bunch of noise in the background. So could you mute everybody out? And if it's you, just maybe not shuffle things on the desk or whatever right now?
I'll just mute them out, mate.
Okay, cool. So so anyhow, have you ever noticed how some people can eat almost anything, or 2 people could eat the exact same thing, and one of them will gain weight and the other one won't? And we found out that there's a scientific reason for that. And your body has a mechanism where when you get too much sugar, too many carbohydrates, then it will actually store that energy temporarily. And that temporary storage is then taken out of storage by a hormone called adiponectin. And if you don't have enough hormone to take your energy out of storage, then that energy level, that storage just keeps growing. And it keeps storing more, but it doesn't recycle it. Now, typically, if you have leftovers, let's say you have dinner, and you eat what you have available, then you put some in your fridge, and then you come back and you eat it later. Well, your body does that too. When it has too much, it puts a little bit of salt to have later. And the way it does that is through this layer called an adipose fat layer. The adipose fat layer is temporary stored energy, but when you don't return to it, when you don't go back to that temporary stored energy to use it, then it will simply accumulate. And when it accumulates, we begin to gain weight, and ultimately we can become obese. And so scientists have discovered that the difference between obese people, and I don't mean obese as in, you know, the fattest person you ever saw. Obesity is described as literally just being 5 stone overweight. 20 kilos overweight is considered obese. And so the difference between overweight people and lean people is that lean body types have 44% more of this hormone that erodes fat and burns fat as energy. But if you don't have the hormone that burns your stored fat as energy, there is now a way that you could get it. And that's the most important thing. Scientists have discovered that when you consume certain foods in certain amounts for a certain length of time, then you can literally raise your adiponectin levels to those of a lean body type and inspire your body to regularly take that adipose fat, that stored fat, and recycle it and burn it away. And this is going to be the difference. This is going to be the answer for millions and millions of people who have tried everything and nothing seemed to work. They may have been discouraged. They may have been self-critical. They may have been criticized by others, when in reality, it was not their fault. But now we know the answer. Now we have the answer, and it's easy. You could take 2 servings of Hippocrates a day and the daily fiber blend. And in doing so, you're going to get the exact requisite amount, even a little bit more than is required to inspire your body. So again, if you do this and you start with a 10-day transformation, most people are going to lose 2 to 3 stone in 10 days. But oftentimes, they don't know what to do after that. In effect, you've jump-started an amazing process, but you need to follow through with it as well. And it's vitally important that we educate people that the continuation, the reset of the metabolism does not happen in 10 days. That's how it starts. So we say it all starts in 10 days, but it takes 100 days, 90 to 100 days to do a complete metabolic reset. And during that time, you are going to see a major change, but it's going to be a permanent change as well. A hormonal change, a metabolic change, a life change, a sea change. And now we have the tools, we have the science to educate the world. And it's going to be an incredible time. We are sitting literally on the answer to millions of people's problem. That makes us heroes to some people. It makes us saviors to others. It just makes us people doing their job to me. So again, my name's David Sandoval, and I'm encouraging everybody to go into 2017 with the knowledge that is your power. They say knowledge is power. We now have the knowledge of why and how people are unable to lose weight. We have the knowledge and the power of how we could change that. And that means that we are about to embark upon an incredible year. And 1 year from today, we're going to look back and we're going to say, oh my goodness, look what we've accomplished in these last 12 months. But it all begins today. So the question is, what are you capable of? Are you capable of investing the time and the effort? Are you capable of enduring rejection and even criticism, laughter, in exchange for the success that comes at the end, when those people you did have an influence on have had amazing transformations, and then they begin to influence others through their story and their enthusiasm? We need to get the snowball moving. It may start small, but it's going to get big. It's going to get huge, and it starts today. So thank you, Andy, and thank you, everybody on that side who is making this possible. I can't wait to see you all again. So let's make a plan of that. And I want to let you know that David Litt is going to share with you some of the results of our planning, because they say you don't plan to fail, you fail to plan. And if you have a plan and you execute that plan, then you are magnifying and increasing your chances for success. So my final thought for you of 2016 and of this call looking forward to 2017 is I want to remind you that if a scientist or a mathematician were to look at things in a basic way, we would say that we need oxygen. And because we need oxygen, we must inhale. The only way to get oxygen is to inhale. What benefit is exhaling? We don't get any oxygen when we exhale. But the truth is, we need to clear space for the inhale. And when we inhale, we're going to get something good out of the air. But after we do, we need to let it go. So I want you to ask yourself, what is it in your life that has served you well, but no longer does, that you're holding on to, that you need to let go of? Just like that breath that once served you, but no longer does. And when you let go of that breath, imagine that you're making room for new life, for new air, for new oxygen to come into your life. So get ready for 2017 by getting rid of the things that no longer serve you, by making room for magnificent things to come into your life. Thank you for the time this evening. Now I'd like to turn the call back over to David Litt, whichever you prefer. And I appreciate you guys being on the call with me today. And I hope you understand that adiponectin is a hormone. It's a hormone that takes stored fat and burns it as energy. The difference between lean people and heavy people is that lean people have a lot more of it. With our program, we could give you a lot more of it. And as a result, you will achieve lean body status. And that's pretty cool.
Nice. Oh. Nice.
Thanks, Dave.
Any question?
Yeah, Dave, there is a burning question a lot of people have been asking. I know Sabrina.
Is it a fat burning question?
It's not, but it's a quite an important question that has been asked a hell of a lot, and I'd love you to explain it.
And what is the question?
Sabrina, do you want to ask the question?
Yes, do you hear me?
Yeah, fine.
We can. We can even see you.
Pardon me?
Yeah, we can see you and hear you fine.
Yes, please.
Okay, so I've been reading up quite a bit on the nutrition and the benefits of certain foods and the not so great benefits of other foods, and particularly it's with respect to whole grains. There's a lot of research out there that says even complex whole grains, so what we consider to be healthy grains, can promote inflammation in the body, can cause some reaction in the gut. And so this has started to raise a lot of questions that I'm getting myself on my end. And people are asking, well then, if this is true, then why does Purium have so many whole grains in their products? And sure enough, I'm asking around, and we're struggling to answer the question and to answer some of these concerns. And I looked at some of the Power Shake specifically, and also the Daily Fiber Blend. These are the products that contain the oats, the millets, the quinoas, all of this that is considered to be obviously a whole grain, but also that produces a lot of inflammation in the gut. So can you maybe shed some light on that for me, Dave?
Yeah, I'm afraid that a little bit of information could be dangerous. And so what you're doing is you're getting not enough information. So let me help out. First of all, quinoa is not a grain, it's a fruit. So let's take that off of your list. It's not a grain. It just can be used like a grain because it has qualities that can be made into food like grains do. Secondly, rice, the extract of rice that we use is not the whole grain at all. It is the extract of the bran. And if you look at the research that we published, it is the most anti-inflammatory compound. It's just massively anti-inflammatory. The beta-glucans, the gummy beta-glucans that come from the oats are very, very calming and healing to our intestines. So I think what's happening is that people don't have all of the information. So let me give a broad-based education that hopefully you can understand. Grains are stored in silos. And silos are these huge storage things that look like missile, things that shoot missiles. And all the grain is stored in there. And the silos get moisture inside, and they begin to get some mold in the grain. Very light, little bit of moisture creates mold because the silos get hot because the sun hits them. There's a little bit of, this doesn't sound nice, but there's rat and mice that get in there as well. It's inevitable. And when you combine moisture and rat and mice feces, it creates an aflatoxin that's like a mold that grows throughout all of the grain. And most of the negative attributes of grains can be attributed to the aflatoxin and to the genetically modified organisms. If you don't have them there, then I understand. But in the United States, it's the aflatoxin and the genetically modified organisms. In fact, the celiac is less than 1% of the world population, and wheat allergies are less than 3% of the world population. But what is true, and I agree with you 100%, is the overconsumption and reliance upon a mono diet has inflammatory impact. And so all I could tell you is, if you look at our products, you're going to find that while they do have a couple of grains, they're grain parts and they're very specific to why we chose them. And I would be more than happy to show you that our products are anti-inflammatory in a very strong way. And so especially the rice that we're talking about. And so, again, scientific studies show that the rice bran extract is one of the most anti-inflammatory compounds you could find in the entire food kingdom. And it is more than half of the content of the Power Shake, or more than a third of the content of the Power Shake. The spirulina is anti-inflammatory. The greens are anti-inflammatory. And so if you're only eating a single food, if it was a mono diet, I agree with you. You would not want to have a mono diet of grains, and I would never recommend that. But a balanced diet, yin and yang together, make the middle. And so there is a lot of information, a lot of fear, but education is always the antidote to fear. And I hope that that explanation helps.
Great. You're on mute there, Sabrina. Is that okay?
I just noticed that. Thanks, Andy. Thanks for that explanation, David. It was really scientific. I'm afraid I couldn't possibly, though, re-explain that to someone who would ask me the question. Wondering if there would be some literature.
Let me put it in simple terms. We could scientifically prove that the rice bran extract is highly anti-inflammatory, as are the green foods in the Power Shake. And so there are far more anti-inflammatory compounds than inflammatory compounds by far, like 3 to 1. And so as an overall, our foods are highly anti-inflammatory, even if there may be a single inflammatory compound within them. And that's just part of balance.
Okay.
You know that you'd like to be alkaline, yet all the foods we eat are acid. And our body creates acid-alkaline balance because you don't want to be all the way acid. You don't want to be all the way alkaline. Inflammation actually serves a vital purpose in our immune system. If we didn't have inflammation, our immune system could not work. If we didn't have mucus, our lungs could not work. If we didn't have cholesterol, our cells could not work. If we didn't have acids, we could not digest food or have acidophilus bacteria. So what we have is we have these generalizations that you must be alkaline, or you can't have mucus, or you can't have inflammatories. And they're just wrong. They just need to be balanced with anti-inflammatories and get rid of excess mucus. And you understand? So all or nothing is never the answer. There's always balance that is the answer. And I've done a tremendous job of analyzing and balancing these foods to where they're ideal. And the results are really the proof of the pudding. 150,000 people now have lost an average of 12.5 pounds over the last 5 years and kept it off as a result of our program. So really good question, though. I appreciate it and appreciate you.
Thank you. Can I just add one other thing, Andy?
Yeah, go on.
Yeah, please.
Yep, fire in.
Dave, have you experimented in eliminating grains altogether for your diet for a certain period of time and then slowly reintroducing one at a time? And if you have you experienced any changes or felt any different?
Well, I've worked with hundreds and hundreds of people, and many of them come to me, I mean thousands, and they come to me, oh, I'm allergic to grain, I'm allergic to wheat, I'm gluten-free, I'm gluten intolerant. And it's all in their mind. They've read about it, they've heard about it, they have a symptom that they get because they ate greasy food, or they had poor food combining, or they ate at the wrong time, and then they associate that symptom and they start giving themselves self-analysis. Unless a doctor has run a blood test and told me that that's the problem, I have a hard time just going with people's own opinions because they're empirical evidence. And I like to go with epidemiological evidence, you know, and so I have totally debunked in my mind 100 times, and you know, that this myth that everybody's gluten intolerant, because it's just not true, or that all grains are inflammatory. You know, there's a lot of absolutes out there. So I just say that there's a lot more detail that we have to look at, and we can't just look at the broad stroke because it's just not that simple. So yes, I have eliminated grains because I was a fruitarian. And so I ate nothing but fruit for over 1.5 years. And so, yes, I apologize for the phone. There's nothing I can do about it. So yeah, I've eliminated grains for more than 3 years of my life. Didn't have any problem except that you cannot be reliant upon a mono diet. And that's what happens with people. And you must have fruits and vegetables, and you must have other things in addition to grains. Grains should only be at the most 10 to 15% of your diet at any time. But for most people, it's far more than that, and that's the problem. Not to mention the aforementioned issues with storage of grains. And that's why by toasting, here, let me give you an experiment, and then I'll let you go. Take somebody who believes that they have a sensitivity to wheat and give them a piece of untoasted bread, and they're going to get bloating, maybe gassy, and feel a little bit nauseous, right? Then wait a couple of days, then give them a piece of toasted bread where all the aflatoxin is destroyed by the heat, okay? They're not going to feel that way. I've done this dozens of times to debunk people who thought they were allergic to wheat. They're allergic to the nasty stuff that's in the uncooked wheat berries that comes from the storage of the grain. And I know it's too complex for most people to get their arms around, but that's really where most of the problems come from.
Awesome. Satisfied there?
Thank you.
And I know that there's 100 books out there that say I'm wrong, and I will debate any of them in a science lab anytime. They're just making money.
Brilliant, Dave. I know we're pushed.
Well said. Thank you.
I know we're pushed on time.
Thank you.
Listen, we could ask questions all day long, but you know, one day some of us will be over to the Oasis and we'll be doing your academy at some stage, Dave. And I know you're going to annihilate us with all this information then. So, listen, Dave, thanks very much for coming on and letting us know about adiponectin and what Purium can do to help raise the body's levels of that. And we'll catch you again some other time, buddy. Thanks very much for your time.
Amazing. Thank you all so much.
Cheers, Dave. Thank you, buddy.
Thanks, Dave.
Thanks, David.
Great. And now we've got another David on. David who's going to tell us how we can massively leap our business forward in the next 3 months with 4 phenomenal promotions that I doubt very much whether we'll see the likes of again in such an amazing form. So January to March, Dave's going to sort of shed the light on how we can use promotions to take our business forward. But before that, have you got the names that I sent over, Dave?
I do.
So we've had a competition over December, and the competition was for 4 lucky people who signed up, most distributors, sold the most packs and cleansers, etc., etc. They were going to win a tub of Immunomax, which, trust me, is absolutely amazing. I love this stuff. And they're going to get something you can't get in the UK, which is a Pro Stacker Shaker Cup. So David is going to read out the 4 names of the 4 lucky people who are going to win one of these each.
Yeah, it's like a game show. We got the little products held up and everything. So the first winner is Helen Neves. Congratulations.
Oh, yes. Woo!
All right. And then next is Caroline Gaskin. Congratulations, Caroline. No. And Sabrina Maraca.
Yes, Sabrina.
Sabrina. Fantastic. And then the last is Peace Ravenwood.
Peace. I don't think Peace is on tonight, but she'll get us stuff.
Awesome.
Brilliant.
All right.
Well, I'll hand it all over to you now.
Clean sweep for the women.
Clean sweep for the minute, yeah. Well, they do run this business, so, it's only fair, I suppose.
All good. All good. Well, congratulations to all of you, and thanks for your fantastic promoting. And we're into what I call resolution season, but I'm now starting to call yes season. And the reason that I'm calling it yes season is because this is the easiest time for people to say yes. I just read a study from Inc. magazine. It's one of the most prestigious and important magazines in the United States for business. And Inc. magazine gave its top list of resolutions that people have for 2017. And I was surprised the number 1 resolution was a new resolution. It's never been at the top of the list. And the number 1 resolution was to eat healthier, to change my diet and eat healthier. And in fact, 71% of the people, there were 2,000 people surveyed, 71% said they were planning on improving their diet and eating healthier. So that's 7 out of 10 people that when you talk to, when you text message, when you post on Facebook, 7 out of 10 people want to say yes because they're looking to change their diet. They're looking to eat healthier and improve what they put in their body. Number 2 was exercise more, get in better shape, and that was 65% of people. And obviously with our aminos and other products, we have lots of nutrition that can help people to achieve those goals. And superfoods are an important part, along with exercise, of helping people to get in shape. Number 3 was lose weight. So I don't know whether people's tastes have changed or whether they're getting less truthful, or maybe they're combining kind of exercising more and losing weight as kind of 2 different things. But more than 50%, 54% of people said that they want to lose weight for this new year. So those are all things that we can definitely help people with. Number 4 is something we can help them with as well, which is save more, spend less. So people are looking to earn more income and keep more income and be more responsible with their money. And then in the top 10, there were 2 other things that we can help with, which is, looking for a better or a new job or a job that aligns more with what people's values are. And then the last one is spending more time with their family. So most of the top things that people are looking for in the new year are things that we can help with. And, Dave's comments about exhaling and inhaling, I think, are really relevant. I know I've been living in 2017 now for the better part of a month. I kind of turned the page on 2016 really in early December, and it's exciting. There's just a new energy when you've got a new year, a new month, a new week. And so there are a lot of people out there that are looking to have a better year in 2017. In the US, I know we had a very tough 2016, and that consumer confidence is actually the highest it's been since 2001. So, there seems to be, a turning of the page, a willingness to trust, a willingness to try something new, a willingness to see what happens, both on a personal level and, on a bigger picture level. And we want to capitalize on that positive energy. As I said, this is yes season. So the question is, how do you take advantage of yes season, resolution season, when people are going to be open-minded to change and new things? I go back to the game plan that we offer. GAME, of course, is an acronym, GAME, and the first is go public. And in the US, we've been using the term go big in 2017. And I think go big and go public are kind of the same idea. Go big is maybe a bit more specific, which is to reach out to lots of people. And I just got off the phone with a guy who enrolled 20 people this past weekend to do a group cleanse. He's a personal trainer. And so, it helps to expand your concept of what's possible when somebody over the weekend is able to enroll 20 people as part of a group cleanse. And it's just because he knows that people are willing to say yes, willing to try something new, willing to think positively and see what happens. And so he was out there all weekend just talking to folks to join his group cleanse. So go big, go public. Ask the magic question is the A. And asking the magic question to me is an easier question than Purium specific questions, which is, what are your resolutions for 2017? Are you looking to lose weight, eat healthier, get in better shape, make more money, spend more time with family? And I think that one of the things that we've been, focusing on here in the US is social media. And I think the most underutilized part of social media is not what you say on your page, but what you respond to on other people's pages. So people are out there constantly sharing, parts of their lives. And at this time of year, I think you're going to see that lots of people are talking about what it is that they want for 2017. And so it's easy to ask the magic question when they've already given you the answer. And so I think it's really important that you're observant, you're out there looking and not only talking to prospects and asking questions yourself, but looking for those who are raising their hand and saying, I want to eat healthier. I want to improve my diet. I'm getting in shape. I hit the gym last night. Those are the types of people. Oh, wow, you hit the gym last night? Awesome. What kind of, superfood supplements are you taking? Superfood supplements, I don't take any superfood. Oh, really? Well, let me tell you, so it's easy to get into those conversations when you're out there looking. And I think asking the magic question at this time of year is maybe a bit of a different magic question. So obviously you want to move people through the tools and get them started right. So that leads us into the, promotions that we have going on. So, the two hashtags that we have in the US are Go Big in 2017, and the other is It Starts with 10 Days. And I know that Dave was talking a little bit about adiponectin and the idea of resetting your metabolism, but it really starts with 10 days. And that's what, we've had success, especially in the US, is January, February, March, April, May, is helping people to get that 10-day transformation. And so the first promotion that we have is we're changing the Give 50, Get 50 to Give 50, Get 75 for all new transformations. So you enroll somebody with a transformation pack, you enroll somebody with a transformation cleanse, an athlete's pack, whatever it may be. If you're enrolling a new person that includes a transformation, instead of getting 50 euros, you're going to be getting 75. So that's going to be a really nice thing for encouraging you to go public in a bigger way, and asking people those magic questions is because that if they start the 10-day program, you're going to be earning really 50% more. You're going to be earning an extra 25 euros. The thing that's exciting to me and what's really important is not just what's going on with this group, because all of you are great promoters. All of you are out there doing these things, but these promotions help you to help others who are less public, who are more shy, who are not as good at promoting, to feel confident that they can, that the average person can go out there because they know that 71% of the people want to change their diet and eat healthier, that they're going to feel more empowered to ask that question. And then they're going to feel more excited that if they enroll somebody with a transformation, earning 75 euros versus 50 is a nice difference. Secondly, for those who are already in the business, we are going to be including a 100% business volume payout on all transformations for those who are already in the business. So that 100% business volume is tied to the premier distributor price. So if somebody on your team buys a 210 euro cleanse, then you're going to get 210 points for that cleanse, which is really going to help volume to move up as you're looking to get paid on your unilevel bonuses. And not only that, But the next thing is we're going to be continuing on the 145% qualifying volume promotion as well. So it's going to be easier to move up in ranks. So promoting the transformation to new people, promoting the transformation to your current team. We've got 3 group cleanses that I know that the Austrian and German group are promoting, which is January 3rd, 9th, and 18th. So I'm not sure, what you all are promoting as far as when your group cleanses are. But, I think it's always great to have that kind of organized effort led by the people who are already in the business looking to get healthier. And then, asking others to join you along that process. So I encourage everybody on this line to think about, are you doing a transformation? And if so, how many people are you inviting to go along with you? And, can you invite 50 or 80 or 100 or 200 or 500, not 2 or 3 or 5 or 7? That's the way that momentum builds. Momentum builds in larger numbers, and this is the best time to kick it off and to help people to duplicate. So, so we've got the Give 50 at 75. We've got the 100% BV for those who are already, in the business buying transformations. We've got the 145% qualifying volume for rank advancements. And the last piece is a promotion that we just did in the United States, and we're doing it, I think, in a way that's as good or better here in Europe, which we call the double-double promotion. So you're going to be getting double achievement bonuses as well as double matching achievement bonuses. So normally the achievement bonus for hitting consultant is 50 euros. It's now going to go to 100 euros. Normally the matching bonus is 50 euros. It's going to 100 euros just for the consultant rank. Director is normally 100 and 100. That's going to now be 200 and 200. And executive is normally 200 and 200. That's going to be 400 and 400. So somebody going from builder or below up to executive or above, they're going to pass through a 100 euro bonus at consultant, a 200 euro bonus at director, a 400 euro bonus at executive. That's a total of 700 euros that is available to that person. Now, those of you on the line that may say, hey, I'm already past executive, oh, well, I missed out. It's the opposite. Is you have a whole bunch of people that are your first line people that probably have not gone through all of those ranks. And if you can get them excited about, their own transformation, start setting up a group cleanse, leaning into resolution season and yes season and giving them the opportunity to earn 700 additional euros by moving on up through the executive rank, then maybe you can line up 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 people who can, move through the ranks that way. So I think the combination of the reality of the season being a time in which people are looking for new things, looking for better health, looking for making money, tied to, us putting the transformations on promotion from a commission standpoint, not from a sales standpoint, but from a commission standpoint, where you're going to earn more with new people, you're going to earn more with your current people, and then increasing the qualifying volume and adding in that double-double. This business is built from the ground up. It's built from average people talking to average people. It's built from, a person who's excited about their own personal results, sharing it with somebody else, who then can share it with somebody else, who can then share it with somebody else. I can tell you that this business is absolutely fun and magical when that's happening, and it's an absolute grind when it's not. And so this is the opportunity for you all to take advantage of, this season and these promotions in which it's going to get a bit more magical. So I know you guys have been grinding. I know that you've been out there promoting, really against the wind that's coming towards you with not having the right compensation plan, not having the right technology platform, not having everything in place. And I think that things are starting to come together. We still have a ways to go, but I think they're starting to come together enough where a new person can join the business, do a transformation, be part of a group cleanse, have a great result, potentially connect with this adiponectin boosting combination of power shake and fiber, continue on, improve their metabolism. And, if you can get them hanging around for 100 days or so, sharing some gift cards and helping others do the same, that, that duplication process can then start to take on a life of its own. And so, we've seen it happen a couple of times here in the U.S. Where we really got running fast, and it's usually happened right at this time of year in January, February, March, April, May. So, we've got these promotions in place for January, February, and March. So you've got a clear path to run on with this additional qualifying volume. You've got the double promotion for 3 months. We only did it for 2 months in the U.S. We've never done a give 50, get 75 in the U.S. So we're doing a few things that are different and special, really just to show you that, we understand that it's time to turn the page on 2016. It's time to turn the page on, what has been, and really trying to move forward with some new energy and some new promotions, so that good things can happen for this group on this Zoom call. So thanks everybody for hanging in there, being on the line, getting through 2016. And, for those who are ready to find a better, brighter day, I think that day's come.
Thanks, David. I think those promotions are pretty phenomenal, to be honest. Even just one of them is pretty good, but see all 4 of those in a wonder for 3 months. I think that's amazing. I want to bring Pete on. Pete, what do you think about those promotions so far that we've got?
Yeah, great. I mean, there's I don't know what to say. It's very exciting. The next 3 months are going to be extremely exciting. All the promotions coming in. People are now going to be, I'm myself a lot more motivated to go out there and do it, because it doesn't matter how long. And as David said, this can get tiresome at some times and some points. But when you have promotions like this handed to you, then it definitely motivates you to get going and get moving and get people signed up into their own business, get people, getting healthy and fit again, and, getting people to just get on board with something new and something dynamic, something that they can really take home and make it their own. So I think the promotions are great. I'm really looking forward to getting out there and using them, and looking forward to seeing what happens.
Yeah, I think there's been a lot of people on this call tonight, David, who have been there through the hard times. And I think, the likes of Caroline, Helen, Jenny, the other people on the line tonight will really appreciate what they've got in front of them with that give 50, get 75, etc., etc. So would you mind if we opened up to a couple of questions, David, if there's any questions?
Yeah, I just want to make one clarification too, Andy, that I don't know if I covered, which is we are resetting everybody's clock one more time to January 1st. And what I mean by that is that those who have not hit consultant, director, or executive, that we're going to change their enrollment date for achievement bonuses to January 1st, which means that anybody who's not hit consultant has through March 31st. Anybody who's not hit director has through April 30th. And anybody who's not hit executive has through May 31st to achieve those ranks. So the double is only in place at this point through March. So definitely we want to get people through the ranks as quickly as possible. But even for those who have not hit executive, let's say they've gotten a consultant and director, they will have till May 31st to get to executive to pick up the achievement bonus. But if they get there by March 31st, they'll get 400 euros. If they get there in April or in May, they'll get 200 euros. So there's a lot of promotions in place to re-engage and reactivate current people. And so my recommendation, and this is something that we saw a lot of our leaders do here at the end of December, is to take a small window of time, not a large window of time, but a small window of time, very concentrated window of time. So maybe it's, tonight, tomorrow night, and the next night. And to reach back through your database of people that's been in Imperium, all those zeros that are, no longer, kind of actively promoting, and tell them, hey, there's some new promotions, some new things going on, some new excitement and energy. I'm going to be doing a group cleanse, on January 9th or on January 18th or whatever it may be. You want to join me to try the products again, or you want to join me to promote again. But I would keep that window very, very small, like days, not weeks or months, because, we want to reach out and grab some new people's attention and to go out and find some new folks. But I think there probably are, a whole bunch of people who, might be interested just because it's this time of year. So don't drag it on for weeks and weeks and weeks. Don't keep crossing your fingers and hoping that somebody who's not done anything is going to suddenly do something, but be bold. Go ahead and pick up the phone and reach out and say, hey, I'm doing a group cleanse. We've got some great promotions. Are you interested in hearing more? And I think you're going to find that you'll be reactivating some people as well. And I know we've seen that in the U.S. already as well. So, this is the time. This is yes time, and definitely take advantage of it.
Yeah, definitely. And listen, guys, we'll get some close calls as well. Don't wait for us to come to you. Go to your upline and get them to go to their upline and so forth. Until you get to me and Pete, if you need to, doesn't matter. Let's chat about this. Let's talk about this, and let's see how we can take it forward. Are you open for any questions, David? If you got time, if anyone's got any.
Easy ones only, yeah.
Can't promise that one, mate.
Okay.
Anyone got any questions for David? This is where everyone goes shy and they send all the questions through to me and Pete then. Silence is deafening.
I have a question.
Go ahead, Helen.
Just to clarify, because obviously most of you are European, but the Give 50, Get 75, is that for US and Canada as well?
No, just for Europe.
Just for Europe, just to clarify. Okay.
Yeah.
So those of you that are on here from over here, just so that there's a miscommunication.
Yeah, thank you for clarifying. So I want to make a couple of comments about that in general. So our goal is to, by the end of this year, to really create a global platform with one name, one brand, and when we launch something, the thought process will be that we're going to launch everything at one time, all across the world. So the good news when that happens is that it's easier to communicate all across the world. The bad news is it usually takes a little longer because, now we have to worry about languages and we have to worry about, different situations with IT and other things. So up till now and probably at least through the middle of the year, we'll continue to kind of treat the US and Canada as one market and Europe, as a different market. And so sometimes US has better stuff, sometimes UK and Europe has better stuff. And at some point, I think it'll all merge and be one thing. But for now, they're a little bit separate. One of the things that we are planning on doing is we are planning on improving the communications for English speakers in Europe. So I think that you may have seen, we did a couple of email blasts toward the end of last year. And our goal would be to, do at least one email blast a month. I've got one coming out next week. I believe that will be, kind of an overview and update of what we just shared here on this call so that it'll make it easier for you to communicate to your teams. And we'll also be loading up some new resources in the back office for you. We've got a lot of social media stuff that we're doing in the US, including Group Cleanse social squares that you can that we've just updated for Europe to match the January 3, 9, and 18 Group Cleanse dates. So, I think that you'll see a bit more cross-pollination as we go throughout the year, and ultimately, I think by the end of the year, it sounds easy, but it is a big project to really have kind of one global platform. But that would be the goal by the end of the year.
Great stuff. Anybody else?
Good question. Good comment, Helen.
Yeah, Miriam, fire away.
Yeah, I have a very simple one. How long does the yes season continue?
Well, I think one of the things that is misunderstood is that people think that it's only, the first few weeks of January. And really our experience has been that it certainly runs through March. And it becomes, more real the more that you build momentum in January. So January is the key month. So doing group cleanses for yourself, making sure you're doing your transformation, taking the biggest advantage of these promotions right away, engaging and activating either some new people or some old people. You want to have as many people in motion as possible as you're rolling through January. But I think what you'll find is that excitement and energy, continues on into February and March. And if done right, we've seen sales grow in April and May as well as you start to get into swimsuit season and, weather gets better and people are, kind of carrying on. And in fact, we're looking at and we'll, look at introducing some ideas around athletes and, kind of more, swimsuit season sorts of things in April and May. So, I think that January, February, March is the traditional, health and wealth, eat healthier, lose weight, make money. The other thing too is that there aren't a lot of holidays. We just came out of a whole bunch of holidays, so kids are back in school, and so you have a clear runway where people are looking for. And the other thing that helps us too is credit card bills. Credit card bills start coming in. People start saying, "Oh my gosh, I need to find a plan B. I need to add to my income." So I think there are lots of things that if done right, this will go all the way into March and maybe beyond. So good question.
Yeah. Think about this as well, guys. If you sign one person up tomorrow, okay, with a cleanse, brand new distributor, you'll get €75 straight away. Okay, that'll be in your commission. Imagine if you took that person to executive by the 31st of March. You're going to make a further, if my maths are right, €700. So €750 for one person in 3 months. That's the benefit of these promotions that David's given us. So that's just one person. If you take them through, if you put the work in and take them through. So on the business side of it, guys, there's a lot of money to be made here. And, it's ethical money. In my opinion, I've spoken to Pete about this a lot in the past. You get pharmaceutical companies and big corporations make trillions of dollars every year making people ill and unhealthy. Why should we be afraid to make money helping people get healthy and also help them pay credit card bills off, buy new cars, get houses, make a financially free future for themselves? We're in an amazing business, and these next 3 months is our chance to really take this business forward.
Well, Andy, I just want to add to what you just said, because I think that ultimately keeping it simple is really important. And so that idea of earning €75 for enrolling somebody with a cleanse and then getting 700 in matching achievement bonuses to help them get to executive, for sure, with the volume that's coming in through unilevels and other things, you can take that 775 and round it up to €1,000. So let's just keep it really, really simple, that if you have a new person that you enroll with the cleanse this week who gets to executive by March 31st, that's €1,000, for you. So if you do that with 2 people or 3 people, then, that starts to become a pretty significant income. But ultimately, what's much more important than that is that if somebody does get to executive by March 31st, they're going to have 15, 20, 25, 30 people in their business. And so, if done right with excitement, and like Marianne was talking about, kind of continuing on that yes season, then April, May, and June ultimately get to be much bigger. So it's creating that first turn of the wheel. That's the most difficult, but it's not only creating the first turn of the wheel, it's creating the first turn of the wheel that also has other people turning the wheel with you. So it's a grind if it's just you. It's a grind if it's just one person. It's fun when it's lots of people, and when it's a community and a family and a team and excitement, and people are getting the positive result. So, I think that's the one common thread that I see. People ask me all the time, what does it take to be successful in this company? And when I look at the people who are Crowns and Purium, there's not one common personality type, but there definitely is a common commitment to having people get those good experiences like Andy was talking about, and building a community of people that really care about each other and that are plugged in and kind of duplicating. So it's about a lot of people doing a little bit, and but it starts with you doing a lot, so you do a lot and then get a lot of people do a little bit, you'll be in good shape.
Well, if that's the case, I'm going for 10 people. I want a minimum of a 10 grand check off you next month, please, David.
Awesome. Okay.
Hey, Andy,
I'll mark that down.
Hey, Andy, this is Michael over here in Santa Monica.
Hey, Nick.
Great call, really great call to hear David, the 2 Davids, Sandoval, amazing with his commitment to all of us as we build this throughout the world. And David Litt, who's always constantly working to find ways to create promotions. And the promotion we did here in November and December, which is similar to what you all have there now, created a great deal of excitement and growth during a time when people are getting into the holidays, and their focus is on family and things, but we still created a great deal of excitement and growth for people to want to participate, to go out and find their 1, 2, or 3 new business builders with this type of promotion to show them a lot of quick start, fast start money
And there again, we're only looking for 3 people that we know, love, and trust, that we want to work with, that want to be on your team specifically, with all the support from the company and the support team. So this is a great promotion, and I know everyone in UK, how hard you all work and how straight shooters you all are, that this will really launch a lot of your new people into growth and excitement, as well as our comp plan is simple. We don't have a difficult comp plan, and these promotions put a lot of sizzle into the excitement of our product with a simple comp plan that can be duplicated I find it something that can be duplicated easily if you believe in the foods and you believe that people are looking to make an extra 1,000, 2,000 euros a month. I know they are here in the United States. So thank you, Dave, and thank you, Andy.
Well, hey, Michael, thank you. And I thought for sure that the close to that commentary was going to be, and oh, by the way, David, can we do the double for January, February, and March in the U.S.? So I appreciate you not asking that on a public call. So that was great restraint.
Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome.
I could see the setup. It was I was getting reeled in. I was getting reeled in front of 25 people. I was gonna have to say.
Well, I was just hoping to catch you at a weak moment, and you would just say, "Oh, you're gonna just say an op and just bring it up."
I was ready, man. I was ready for it.
Sounds good. Thanks, buddy. Have we got before David goes? Is there any more questions? Anybody's got any last things to say? If not,
hi. I wanted to say something. If my mic's on.
Yeah, we can hear you fine.
Yeah. No, thanks, David. That was really good and really well explained. Thank you so much. I'm going to really enjoy sharing that with my team. Thank you. Good to hear you.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, great. Well, I'm excited. This is it's nice to see so many people here on this call, and as I said, it's a business of duplication. So just share the message, share your enthusiasm. I can see lots of smiles and lots of genuine enthusiasm around these ideas, and make it happen. Work through your back office and your list very, very quickly, and start to reach out to new people, especially those on social media, and ask them what are your resolutions, what are you looking to accomplish, and would you be open to trying some great superfoods that'll make you healthy, and that's about it. Sometimes we make this business a lot more complicated than it is.
Well, David, listen, thanks very much for giving us these promotions, mate. I really do believe this is going to be an amazing 3 months and beyond for us. And, we got a bunch of dedicated people in this team. We really have. And
I know.
We're just going to give them thanks for your support, and we're going to give them all the support they need to take them forward as well. So thanks for everything. Thanks for your time coming on, buddy. And onwards and upwards. Cheers, guys.
Okay, awesome. Good stuff. Thanks, everybody.
Have
a great week. Andy, anytime.
That was great.
Thanks so much.
Thanks, guys.
Okay. Great call. Thank you.
Yeah,
Okay,
thank
bye,
you.
everybody.
Thanks, Mickey.
We appreciate
Thanks,
it.
Christopher. Happy birthday.
Hey, you're rocking it, man.
Happy New Year to everybody.
Happy New Year. We want to come see you guys next year.
Shall we sing for you?
Yeah.
Yeah? But everybody has to sing. No.